Hello everybody, this is going to be sort of my first, official lesson type thing on YouTube about just guitar, especially for just targeting mainly for worship guitar players who would feel like they're stuck for ideas. So what you can expect for this YouTube channel is very low key, because I know I love high quality stuff, but I think it's just a barrier for me to get information across. So again, this is my first video, so thanks for tuning in. So again, this particular video would be just a concept on how to create your own lines between chords. So when I was studying in the music school, one thing that they always talk about, especially if you are a piano player, for some reason being a piano player sticks out to me, is leading lines. So not just in soloing, but also in leading lines with chords. So this thing called comping, so when you're accompanying. We're not playing jazz, but what I'm going to teach you is how to connect chords together in the same key. So if you're playing a worship song, most often than not, it would be diatonic. So that means it's all the notes are in one key signature. So I'll give you an example in A major, right? So the key is in A. So the assumed knowledge here is, the key signatures, like what, if it's A major, you would know the chords that are all in the key A major. Anyway, all right, so A major, right? Say, for example, I want to go, well, for example, I'm just winging it here, but for example, the chord is just a vamp in A. You know what I mean? Like maybe your the worship band goes into a little vamp thing, right? Or vamp meaning, I'm introducing a lot of words here, but vamp means sort of staying in one chord. So maybe in your church, if you do like a free worship kind of thing, you might stay in one chord. So this is one example of staying in one chord and making melodies, right? So if it's just A for now, right? So I'm just gonna play it and I'll explain it. So just listen to the sound first, right? And then I'll explain the theory. And that's most important. If you're trying to learn something, if you want to learn something, make sure it's the sound that you're trying to hear and it's the sound that you're trying to make, right? So I'll just play it, right? I'm just going through my telly and an amp, so just plug in and play, no pedals, right? So here we go. So that example, I'm just thinking A major. I'm thinking one key, right? So that particular one, so I can stretch this out in a whole series, but the quick lesson for this one is figuring out the notes of the A major scale, which is A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Right? If you didn't get that, just rewind that. And figuring it out on the D string and the G string. So I'll start with that, okay? And play around with that, right? Well, that's what I use most often than not. So the notes on the D and G, right? So again, in the A major scale, and the G, sorry, I'm in E flat tuning, so it will sound different for you, but that's my A. Right, that's my A. And those are the notes of the A major on the G string. Now on the D string, starting on the E note, which is on the second fret of the D string, again, what I just did was I played the A major scale notes, the notes of the A major scale and the G string and on the A string. Right? And then what I'll do is I'll just start to combine notes with the D and G strings and see what I come up with without knowing much theory, right? So I'll explain it further, but just with that concept, right? I'm not teaching you licks, specific licks, I'm teaching a concept. Just with that one, you can do so much already. So again, I'm just gonna have an A string drone. I'm just gonna play with those notes within the A major scale on the D and G strings. I hope this is making sense. I'm going really quickly, but A drone. Well, I'll start with the G string. Notes of the A major on the G string. I'm going to try on the D string now. Right? But then if I combine them both, if I combine notes on the D and G strings, then I would get notes like this, you know? If I go double stops, if I start doing double stops, that means playing two notes at the same time on two different strings on the guitar. So if I go, right? Does that make sense? Playing thirds, that one. So again, I'm introducing a lot of theory-based words, but alright, is that cool? I think that sounds really cool. Then if you start adding notes on the B string, so the notes of the A major of the B string, right? So right, then you start doing if you start playing around with it, you would unknowingly play triads, right? So you right, and then you string together notes. You'd start exploring and how to. You know, I think in this generation, we're losing the concept of exploring using your ears and figuring out your own way. And what I'm finding with musicians nowadays in churches, because YouTube is so instant, everything's on there, we forget how to explore. So then we just go, oh, how to play this, how to play that. But I believe everyone, you know, every creative has their own voice and not a YouTube voice, you know what I mean? So I think what I'm trying to encourage you is with this concept, with playing around these notes in one major scale, is that you can explore how to string chords together and even lines together when you're playing lead line. But for this one, it's just chords, right? So for example, if I have a A chord and a D chord, how would I string that together? You know, in a musical way, in my own way, in my own exploration and what I hear, all right? So I may go, that's my A there. E string, same key. Double stops. I've covered a lot. I've introduced a lot of terms and words in there, but the concept is play within the key signature. You're playing a specific key signature in one string. So I would go back to sort of in the middle of this lesson with playing just a one key signature in one string and combining notes together, and you start stringing lines together and chords together. So I'll just keep playing. I'll just play the video out just so you can hear what sound I'm trying to convey. And sorry if you can hear my son's Netflix, so sorry about that, but I just want to get this out and start the YouTube channel. Anyway, I'm going to play this out, so hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, just pop them out in the comments below, and I'll try and get to it. Hope that makes sense. That's the sound I'm trying to explain to you, because when I play guitar, I do a lot of just, well, similar like a piano. You know, when a piano player just sits and just sort of worships and, you know, just do free worship and do that. And I'm like, why can't I do that on the guitar? So that's one of the concepts that I've just made up on my own. I just made it up. I was like, why not? Like, just figure out keys and combine them all. But I do have a theory in my head, but I'm just not going to explain that in the video because this would take too long. So I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope that helps. Yeah, again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll get back to you. All right, see ya, bye.